Okay, if you want to make your blog so that it's private and nobody except people who are invited could access it, what you need to do is change some of the settings in the background. So if you click on your blog name, once you've logged in, go to the dashboard, and then on the left hand side, work your way down to settings. And where you want to go to is reading. These are the settings you change for people who want to read your blog. So you click on reading, and there's a number of different settings you can change. Now, part way down, there's something called site visibility, and it's this one here we need to change. At the minute, my particular blog is set up for search engines and everybody to have a look at it if they want. You could discourage search engines from looking at it. I'd recommend that for your particular learning journal because therefore it just stops people from finding it if needs be. Not that anyone ever will, because there's millions and millions of websites out there and they'll have to get pretty lucky and you won't appear very high up on Google. But if you want to do, you can change that. If you want to get particularly private, so just the tutor and mentor and anybody else who you choose to see can only see it. Now here you've got, I would like my site to be private, visible to only users I choose. So click on that, and then you must go right to the bottom and save those changes. When you do that, a new button appears. If I go back down to site visibility, users are allowed to access the site. Now if I click on invite users to the blog, now stick their email address in here, set what you want them to be, a viewer or a contributor or whatever. Viewer is probably the safest option, and then send them a message saying, hey, I've given you access to my private blog, and then send that invitation. And once it's gone, they should have access to that. They will need a WordPress account probably, but at least they'll have access to your blog and only them. At the bottom, you should have a list here of all the different people you've invited and what role you've set them and whether it was accepted or not, and that they're viewing your site. So that's a way of setting the privacy. So you go to your name, the dashboard, click on settings, reading, scroll down to site visibility and click the I would like my site to be private box.